All right, hopefully you can hear me. All right, I'm not sure what that was all about, but apparently Streamlabs just didn't want to stream. Yeah, now it's showing I'm live.
Do you have your invisible?
Huh?
Do you have your invisible?
Yeah, because right now it's just Overseer, but I don't know why Overseer is also having an issue too. I know. I mean, Brian, I don't know. This thing has been like today. I still can't get the chat up, though. I had it working for like a minute and then it stopped. I don't know what's going on. I mean, it's just like one thing after another today. See if I can close all these extra windows, see if maybe that'll help. Although I don't know why that's... Alright, so right at the minute I don't have anything printing. YouTube and Streamlabs, I don't know what's going on. Alright, come on, Overseer. Shut down when not available. Reset the cache. Why? This thing is causing me way more grief than it needs to. Oh man. So anyway, yeah, it's been snowing today. Started a bit last night, and mostly ice now. So I don't know how crazy it's going to be in the morning, but hey, no problem, Brian. Thanks for at least stopping by. Always appreciative. Just kind of a slow hangout. Try to see if we can get things actually working like they're supposed to. So I'm gonna paste that in there. Okay, save. See if that works. Overseer. And see, it works on that. So why isn't it working here? It doesn't make a lot of sense. See, I got it up on this part of the page, but why on the direct feed, I don't understand why it's not working. Yeah, obviously that's not the A8. That's the E10. Yeah, alright, so let's rename that K280. Oh, the that static effect is actually from the Overseer program that will let me do like multi-tap of the Octoprints. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, and but yeah, that's one of their. It's a standard piece that they included in on the program. So let's do number 1 done. That's gonna resync. Come on now. Shouldn't take you that long. Of course, you know, this stuff goes fine throughout the whole day, and then when you try to do it live, that's when it decides to just go out. The Tronxy is down for now because the found out the throat is let's see if I can just get it on a picture over here. It makes more sense. So on it, the in the nozzle, it's real crude, but you know, red for the heat block, this orange triangle for the nozzle. This on the throat, it's got a conical piece so that it can accept both filaments at hard angles and then put it down. But this purple space, it looks like there was supposed to be PTFE lined, and there's nothing there. So when that filament drops in, I mean, it's literally just this big vacuum hole. So the first part of the filament can, generally speaking, go in and kind of find its way into the nozzle. But as soon as it starts doing the retracts, because it's still melting right here, it just starts getting gummied in this, and then it'll just like fill this whole cavity, and then I'm done. I've already taken it apart like, I don't know how many times now, 10, 15 at least. Every time I get trying to go on it, it just, I tried to shove a piece of PTFE in there. I tried to drill it out just a little bit. I even took a drill that measures the same thickness as the PTFE, so that it should have been a 1-for-1, and it's still like, I was pushing it so hard the PTFE was just like bending instead of going in. I tried twisting it, still same thing. It'd be just being a real pain. So I don't know. I've already got on order, but it won't be here till Wednesday, some replacements. So I guess we'll have to see, you know, kind of how that goes. There we go. So the video is finally starting to work at least a little bit. But yeah, right now it's just on the floor, or on the tabletop, because I don't have the attachments to hook it up yet. But that K280 is actually working pretty decent. It's just when I get higher than 200 millimeters right now, at the top of the gantry whole setup, or the top of the frame, starts kind of doing a little bit of wobble. So I'm trying to figure out some solutions there, because I wouldn't mind doing almost like I found somebody that has like an enclosure add-on piece, but I don't know for sure if I want like the actual 2 hard walls on the back. I mean, I'm almost thinking just doing like cable ties between them, and, you know, like an X pattern, and then tighten them up that way. But then I don't know, it's just a lot. Jeez, there is so much running on my PC right now. This is ridiculous. No wonder I'm having issues. I don't need like 40 instances of Chrome. That's ridiculous. say to kind of like reboot your PC right before you do a live stream. Man. Snaz I can put away. Oh. See if Overseer is finally gonna work. Where is it? There it is. I don't know what it's doing. See if I go over here, you know, you can see all four. That's what was doing the that static effect, is because it's already got all of them on there. And as soon as I start like booting up the full piece where it's online and everything, you can click on it and adjust it. I think so, Brian. Didn't get to do my normal posting of my stuff to all the Facebook groups because everything's going crazy. Got a new router on order, but I mean, I don't know. I may end up just having to rebuild my Windows machine here because it's got so many issues here in the last 2 weeks. It's just ridiculous. So we may not do a live for very long tonight just because it's a lot of little things that are just adding up to the big things, and just makes it for a not so fun night, you know? Plus, I don't want to have, you know, bad attitude, take it out on you guys, or have you experience kind of my bad attitude. Either way. Super low? Oh, okay. I don't want to. There we go. How about that? Is that a bit better? Yeah, this mic is like, some days it's good, some days, I don't know. That could also be some of the issue with, what's up, Trolling for Dollars? I think it might be some of the issues that I gotta just kind of fight with on this PC. Still really low. Wow, what is going on? Okay, microphone. Yes, it's the default. Figure. I don't need to do speech recognition.
Greetings.
All right, how about that? Hopefully I didn't just blast out your ear. Hey, welcome, Carl. Rover. PC Fight Club. That was funny. May just have to pull out MC tonight. Hat Pupil, welcome. Oh, 3D Medic. Nice. Sweet, thank you. Well, welcome, Jeff. It's kind of a Here was his response. Oh, I was thinking about the weird sound from the suburbs. Oh, okay. Sorry, we've been kind of working me in, or at least I've been trying my hand at making stuff for Marlin 2.0 for the big HE3D. The basic 8-bit version was pretty easy, but it's got really loud steppers now. So, all right, that's kind of what he's referring to. I mean, I know the chat's not showing up on here on screen, but and I'm still trying to figure that out. The people over at Streamlabs support, they're not too great on this thing. Let's see if we can get that thing to refresh. Why is this still not want to like load? I don't get it. Alright, it will change the timing of the drivers to update to Marlin 2.0 based on your XYZ driver type settings, but they shouldn't have any negative movement or printing. Also recommended to use junction deviation. Okay. Craig, welcome. Hello. All right, so, but these are the standard drivers that came with it. Are they not 4988s? Because somebody was saying, I think on one of their other ones, it was like a 4982. Yeah, me too, babe. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, it's easy enough for me to flash now, so I mean, I just do all my flashing now right through what you call it, Octoprint. So yeah, Craig, I've been doing actually all my wiring on the E2, and I've got like everything all like hidden nice. It looks great. I'm about to do the second motor mount because I want them, you know, on either side. I don't like it like in the back. I like them closer to the front. Carl, yes, I did. I put the 4988 because I was told, and from what I basically looked up, that was the default drivers that came factory on the board on that MKS Gen L. Was the 4988. So yes, I enabled 4988 on there. So maybe that's part of the problem, is I'm not letting it do auto, but auto, if you don't define it, then it defaults to a 4988. So it might be either way. If that's what he's saying, then it might be part of the problem there. But yeah, Craig, I've been doing all the wiring. I mean, everything is nice, tidy underneath. There's barely anything showing. I tried to stuff a PTFE tube into the little void space of the nozzle, or the throat, and it somewhat prints, but I think it's either compacting it too much or it's still just not lined up enough, even though I tried to drill it out, and I measured the drill to be the exact same size as the PTFE tube, but it still was fighting me even trying to go in. And I cleaned it out with soap and water the first time to get you know, all the metal shavings and all that out of it, and then sprayed it down with what is this stuff? Come on. Window and track dry lube. This stuff. RV Care. Sprayed that inside the the throat cavity to try to get the PTFE to like crank it in there, but it's oh, it's just dry lube that put into the E2 for the Tronxy. Let's see if I can find any. Okay, man, this thing, the chat is going crazy on this. Okay, your settings. Make sure the theme is selected. Restart your stream or refresh the store. If that doesn't fix, enable custom and then hit reset code, then disable. Make sure you don't have anything weird in the custom bad words, then hit save settings, then refresh and it should work. Okay. Hold on, let me see if I can get the chat going. This thing is driving me nuts. I don't know what happened all of a sudden. Like just everything with it went to crap. Alright, there's my chat box piece. Okay. No. Okay, there it goes. Alright, so you're doing that. Boxed. Okay, so enable. Reset code. CSS. Reset code. Reset code. Save settings. Go over here. Base layout. Chat box. Grease. Don't shut down when not available. Alright, that's all I said to do. Make sure refresh the source. Just like none of this stuff wants to do it right, because like my alert box should even be coming up and it's not doing anything. I don't know what they did in this version, but yeah, a lot of this stuff doesn't, a lot of the controls don't work anymore like they're supposed to. So let me start scrolling down all this craziness here. All right. Okay. Sorry, just looking at some of the. Tell me your channel URL. YouTube. Okay. Well, at least they're responding, right? That's the base layout. Let's see. Well, I guess we could throw a print job in it just so it's not like completely boring in here. Because if you guys have any idea. Or does anybody else know how to like pull the YouTube like disconnected chat and then just like with that clear background or whatever, since it's essentially what I'm doing. Just usually I do it through the Streamlabs. God, I cannot think tonight. Oh, thanks, App. Or Jeff. Sorry. What just happened? Is this the right Streamlabs support? Okay. Can you show me your channel YouTube URL? Okay, there you go. Okay. I don't know if he's gonna join or what's gonna happen, but alright. Yeah, so let's get something printing. I'm getting kind of antsy while it's waiting. Okay. Okay, sorry. TrueCoin, welcome. It's a new name. How's it going? Okay. What should we print? Okay, KLP. No, don't save that. Okay. Oh, and somebody taught me how to expand the graphic here for the K280. So now when I go to my K280 frame one, bam, same frame, I mean, but still, because of the diameter is so much larger than my regular console, got it to where it now actually fits. Though it's hard to represent the 600 on the vertical this way, but you know. And I like mine with the frame on there just so I can get kind of a basic reference of, okay, well, when I print, it should roughly look about this dynamic size on there, even though I know the bed is always dynamic, but I don't know, it's just more of a visual for me. But anyway, camera went out of sync again. It's always something. I wish I could get that fixed too. I've got it set up in the default boot up for the Pi itself, but it never seems to work right. I always have to go back in like this and manually. Okay, so they're giving me an article to try. Let's see, but this is number 3. Hold on a second. Let's see if I can get this settings going. Come on, move out of the way. Alright, and this is in the start. Okay. Now watch. I'm going to paste this code in here. And bam. See? Now the linear plus is in focus like it's supposed to be. So that when I come on. There we go. Now when I print something, it's in there. Okay. Alright, so yeah, see, even my alerts aren't working right. It seems like always something with this. Check date, relog into your account, re-add all my links, relink my account, allow streaming through the firewall. IPv6 could be an issue. Man. This is crazy. Well, that was kind of a waste of time. Alright. See, like, even YouTube page is now... Oh! I feel like I just need to shut down the stream and start all over, like, tomorrow. Man, some days. Alright, is this a whole new tab? No, alright. Well, I don't need a new tab. What I need is... There we go. New window. Just the printers. That way I can access them and do what we need to do. Okay, let's get something printed. Let's try that. Okay, so Google Drive, 3D printer. printer STOs. Alright. What was it that I was wanting to print? Oh yeah, I was wanting to print some of those. But that needs to be in PETG, and I don't have that on right now. We'll do some more risers. Base stand. Aisle. Yeah, there we go. We'll do. Yeah, 100 should be good. All right. Where's desktop? There it is. Desktop. Okay. So, yeah, basically I have a set of these already on the console right behind me. This side right here. So, it's actually right here on this riser. A little hard to see from this angle. I'll put the blue bottle right beside it. Here, let me go here. There we go. All right, so this part right here is just a 100mm riser, so that I can put all the electronics, the Raspberry Pis on the side over here, power supply underneath. So basically everything's contained under here, and then I'm printing the side walls for all three sides, so it'll close it out and make it where it's got nice good airflow. I've got a vent for the front with a fan directly, it's hard to see, but it's directly under the screen to do intake, but it blows up to the board. But then I got a separator, basically just a dollar store foam board, underneath the bed. It's still got a cavity, but I've got it in between the top of the motors to the bed, so that in the bed is insulated already. So this is mainly just to keep that extra cool air from hitting the bottom side of the bed and throwing off everything. But I think I'm going to do the same thing on the HE3D to get it from flat on the table to just a bit higher, so I can put the power supply and all the other stuff underneath, because I've already dropped the bed all the way to the frame, if you're still here, Carl. And that, plus upgrading to Marlin 2.0, gave me 28.5, almost 29 full millimeters distance gained just by taking it off of their factory super huge springs. Plus, it's a lot more stable. This thing doesn't rock at all now. But I still want to do a custom extension mount right here in the centers on each of the three corners, so it's got an actual platform to sit on, not just right to the, because right now I'm just using the old Casa Linear Plus little bed pieces, and really it's only offset by just that flat part, not the back curve, but yeah, that bottom little thin plate. That's all I'm using right under the edge of the bed, just so it has a little bit of separation from the aluminum frame. Like, I just set it like that and makes that heat bed actually, you know, rock solid on there. But by doing that, yeah, like I said, I gained another 30 millimeters of vertical height, so now mine is 629. So, you know, that's kind of nice. Trunk C, XY2, and Craig, yes. My E2 upgrade, or the dual extruder upgrade for the Tronxy X5S standard, yes, that nozzle cavity in the throat is driving me nuts. DT Smash first, thank you, welcome. Trying to get your hands, are you talking about the big K280? Personally, I kind of see why there's so much drama about it. Can't say that I'd personally recommend it. Oh, the Linear Plus? Oh, I absolutely love that beast. I've been able to print so much more with it than anything else, and it's always working. I actually had it completely shut off, disconnected from the Pi. You know, granted everything is underneath it, but I moved it from there onto the ground, moved all the stuff over for the live build, just threw it back up on the table, powered it back up, and just started printing. I didn't even have to re-level it. Everything has stayed perfect. But yeah, that Linear Plus is definitely a beast. But you cannot use the factory firmware. They've got so many bugs in it, and they update the release date, but they don't change any information in it. So it's still like 115 or 117, depending on which group that you get. Hey, welcome, Tanner. But yeah, I've got Spike Lee's 118 on it currently because 2.0 was making the steppers really loud like they're doing on this other one. So I want to figure that one out, but I'm right to the point of putting 2.0 on there, but then again, 118 has been rock solid on it. I mean, I haven't had any issues since, so I kind of like, I don't want to mess with it very much either. Yeah, Tanner, I saw the tank tread last post you did, that you were getting a lot further on it. It looked pretty awesome. All right, let's get this thing ready to print. All right, yeah, we want that. Don't need support. Temps are good. I'll drop down the part just a little. Okay. Do 70 like we normally do. All right, that's good to go. Let's prepare to print. How long is that going to take? Four hours. Okay, so let's break this up and do all three of them at once. Might as well. Left, center, right. Let's see. So do select model. No, select model. There we go. We'll actually do front, middle, back, because the way they got these sitting. Yeah. All right. Select that. Okay. Almost done. Almost done. Sorry. Okay. Prepare to print. Yes. All continuous layer by layer. Yeah, the Bowden tubes are quite long on the factory setup with it. By putting it just off on this side, I think I'm able to, I have to manually move it again, but I'm able to cut a good section of it. I just haven't yet until I get it final. But yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, like I said, once those new throats come in, they should be here Wednesday. I can then more accurately find out if there's any other issues. Yep, K280's working. And actually we can send another print here in a little bit. I just hadn't quite got there yet. I was getting ready to send this other print job. 215 grams. That's not too bad. All right, so where's my drive? Octopi 3, save. Log in. Come on, there we go. Just made the mounts move to the side. Tanner, yes, that was the main reason that I got it, was just because it's so tall. Where is print leg? Oh, here it is. So I already printed one of the 380 millimeter square tube pieces for the kids printer, and I mean, even at layer 2427, which is kind of rough quality for a Delta, oh, come on, that might do it. So I mean, it's got pretty even layer all the way up till you hit about 200-ish. I don't know if I can catch it on camera very well. There we go. You see the weird ribbing, and it's evenly spaced like all the way up. And from what I was told, because it's more pronounced in the X direction, but it's still there on Y, is that as it was kind of going, the whole top part of the frame was kind of wobbling a bit, and so it was stepping it out just right. But I don't know, like I said, when you actually look at the whole piece, all the way up into like everything from here below, all of this is like perfectly straight. You can feel, just because it's 2427, you can still feel the layers, but they look wonderful. But then up here, I mean, it still looks good, but yeah, you can see that wobble. Taller than the little monster. I don't know. I don't know the dimensions actually of the monster. It's a 280 bed by 600 printable. But again, I dropped the bed a little bit more, so I get closer to 630. Now, usable space, as we said with that wobble, it's not super great. So. Alright, let me get this thing to printing, or at least preheating even. Change out the white to black. Interesting. Yeah, I'm almost wondering that too. I did put one of those ID badge zip strips to go from the top to kind of pull the electronic wires out, but that may have also been causing some of the issue. I don't know. I don't know if it caught the right part of the curve, like maybe it was still, you know, bending down before it curved up, that maybe that was tapping this, and at that height it was just enough to throw it off. I don't know. one of the many things I want to look at and try to figure it out. But let me get that preheating real quick, and I'll be right back. Hold on. Alright, let's get... Sorry. Notice drops. Ah, there we go. Sorry. Wow, y'all have been busy. Okay. Cost nearly twice as much. Yeah, you know, I was really hoping, Tanner, that they would have put, like, after actually doing it, or building this thing, I was hoping that they would have hopefully gone to a little bit more than just a 2020 profile, that they would have done like maybe like a 2040 or, you know, anything like that. And just to give it a little bit more rigidity. And then a lot of the framing kits and braces that I've seen, they'll hit the wheels. So I don't know. If it wasn't for testing out the height, but honestly, the big drama that I had with buying mine, which it's now a free printer for me, if I didn't have to buy a new router and some of the other things that I've been slacking on and never buying, then I probably would have just bought another, I'd be buying another Linear Plus, just because, I mean, it's consistently been good. Plus, like, I don't know if you can see it very well, but I got my spool mounted on the top. Got the extruder hanging off to the side right there so that it's a general sloping path. I've tried to design a new extruder wheel that's kind of a combination of the CR10 or CR10 little filament knob that's on Thingiverse and the Trunksy bed level or bed wheels, so that you have a nice, big wheel that's got the same piece on there to put on there, and I mean it feels so much more comfortable. Only problem is apparently I printed it on the Trunksy with the 0.6 nozzle, and it made the inner diameter of the spoke to go on the motor mount, it made it too tight, so I can't even get it on there. So I have to reprint it on the console later, after these get done, which will be tomorrow. Let's see, other than that, I guess we can just go ahead and fire up the K280. I like the 24 volt power supply, though only at 16 amps. I didn't think it was going to be enough, but it's been working pretty decent. I mean, low level prints come out just fine. So I don't know. I mean, I don't think it was a bad deal per se. There's some things that are lacking, yes. There's a frame kit that I actually just saw, and I'm gonna print out a piece of it just because I'm more of a visual learner than anything. But yeah, somebody printed or got a frame piece that will stick off right off of the profile here. It'll stick out enough that it'll make a good flat angle, so that you just take the one part, print it multiple times, put it either 2 or 3 on each of the verticals, and then you'll have a space to put like a hardboard to basically do a full panel enclosure. So I'm curious if even that might help bring enough stability going higher that it'll keep that top part from swaying, that maybe it'll be perfectly fine. But yeah, let me get this thing downloaded since I saved it, and Go ahead and try to get that. Yeah, there it is. Universal Delta Enclosure Mount. I'll put it in the chat here so y'all can see it. But, you know, the other thing I was thinking was I may not, like, even if I just do the back two sides, that might alone give it enough stability that the whole front can still be open. I can still see everything and reach it. Otherwise, I may do, like, say, a midpoint right here at the motor. Drop that down just a hair, put another bracket, like, all the way across, and maybe just put the whole top as enclosed, you know, flat black or even acrylic piece, just so you can see everything in there, but it'll help with the drafts. And then the lower part would be right here at the very front would be the only part open. But then I was thinking, well, maybe you could just do like cable ties between, you know, the metal ones that you can twist to get the tension, and put that like at a top bottom X, you know, pattern, and see if maybe that might work. But I don't know. Ooh, that is horrible. Why did it come out? There we go. So it's a super basic shape. So yeah, you just have the bolts to put right on the extrusion. And then, yeah, so you just put it right through, and then you'll have just a big block here and here to, or a screw hole to just, I mean, it's super, super basic. Mounting top to a wall. Oh, that might work. But yeah, Tanner, this is what I was talking, what the Thingiverse link is, just this simple basic shape. But we'll print it out on the K280. Kind of see how that goes. Come on. 5 hours? You gotta be kidding me. What did I put the settings on? It's on 2427. Let me see if I got a rougher one that I can use. Yeah, we'll do, just to kind of get the idea of it, we'll do 3236 and need to be 56 on there. Okay. Yeah. Oh, it's also because it's like 30%. We'll drop that down to like 15. Build platform only. 50 to 10. Speed. Let's see if you can do 70. I'd be interested if it can actually do it. Yep, 2 hours. Still. Oh, I see. Wow. Okay. I might be able to drop the infill even more than that. Let's try grid. Like 10%. So I'm not actually going to use this for mounting. It's just wanting to physically, you know, hold it kind of a thing. That should work. Let's see, this is now occupied 1. Come on. Go to date. There we go. Oh yeah, I don't want to use that. I want to use up my son's color. So yeah, just in case we're coming in on this kind of late, so or off. So the blue that's actually on here and that I printed this with is actually going for my son's ANET A8 to Core XY A8 conversion printer. I've already completely dismantled the A8. The parts are pretty much all over the house now. But yeah, because I wasn't using the A8, I needed a frame upgrade anyway, but then I got these other ones to play with, so I'm going to let him build his own printer. I'm just going to supply the parts and knowledge, and obviously I've got to print out square tubing. We wanted to do a fully printed printer, so hopefully I can sort out this weird wobble. This is just one of the bed frames, so, and it's got other mounting pieces, and it's gonna, you know, it's just holding the bed, so I'm not too worried about this part. But I don't want to use up too much more of his color. That way we've got enough. My oldest that we're building this primarily for, he is 7 until the summer. Then he will be 8. So I am hoping, I'm really hoping that I can get these issues figured out so that planning, hopefully I can bring it with us to Murph. I would love to show it off and kind of go from there. Oh, speaking of Murph, besides me going, obviously, I didn't get to show you guys. So I got my new swag shirt. There we go. So I got my logo on there, and then I got my big symbol on the back. Posted some pictures on Twitter, but I've got that, and then I've also got ones for the kids. They have their own YouTube channel, Techie Kid, which should be, if you're on my page, it should be one of the featured channels section. So yeah, we did the alien UFO mystery box. We did the project on their channel. So the shirts were all made from Vistaprint. Go figure. They actually were running like a 50% off sale. So we got this shirt, and then each of the 3 kids, we got them their own Techie Kid shirt. So yeah, it's actually a really good deal. It got here in like less than right about a week. Yeah, Brian. Originally, it was just going to be me and Evan going, the oldest, and my wife was getting a little nervous that she would be left here basically without a car, which I understand. So we were trying to think of alternatives of what we can do, and it just made more sense, you know, because then it was like, well, we're gonna bring both of the boys, but my middle son, he likes 3D printing, but he's not really into 3D printing. So it was like, if I don't want him to go and then 10 minutes later he goes, okay, I don't really want to be here, and yet we're there all day long. So it's like, okay, what should we do? And then it just made more sense to just bring the whole family, make it a weekend getaway, and things have been lining up very well so that we can go. It'll be our first year going because I missed last year, and the one before that I found out about the festival itself like 3 months, or 3 months after the festival was when I started getting into 3D printing, so I didn't find out about it. But then that very next year, last year's that I was going to go, I ended up completely missing. So this year we're really looking forward to going. See, Brian? Other people can hear. You might have left your mic on. I don't know. You should definitely go. Ooh, I know. You could say that while you're there, maybe she can have like a spa retreat day. As long as either she comes drive to pick you up later in the evening, or you get to keep the car the whole time. I mean, kind of depends. Oh, nice, Jeff. Okay. Did you already reserve a table? If so, I'd definitely stop by. I was going to see if Walter, since he was kind of the last inspiration when I saw of his 3D printed hypercube and the other one, see if maybe I can throw my kid's printer, if it's done, maybe throw it on his table for just a little bit. If he doesn't mind, you know, I'm not going to like force him or, you know, anything like that. But either way, we wanted to kind of, I was thinking if it's ready to at least just take with us, because it's not too heavy. So, ooh, yeah, Tanner, definitely. I am in Rogers, Arkansas. We actually just moved here almost a year ago now. Jeez, it's crazy. It's been this much time, but yeah, we moved over here from Arlington, Texas. I was working in downtown Dallas, and man, it's nice having like quieter existence. It really is. Man, it's only been an hour and a half. Wow, feels like I've been doing this for a lot longer. Okay, there we go. That's warm enough. Push a little through. Only thing I don't like about when it doesn't line up just right. You got all this crazy amount of filament. Try to snake through. Alright. Some of this super green. It'll actually stay on these rollers this time. hate it when those alligator clips do that. Scare the hell out of me every time. Alright. Let's get this thing to printing. We will change this to, this is dark. Oh, this is green. Destruct. Heater timeout. Yeah. Okay. Alright. Where's that box? Yes. Huh? Yeah. I love doing that priming line. But yeah, I gotta find a thing to set this camera on. So we'll try this box. Where this box? That should work. Alright. So yeah, still got a little kinks to work out with the bed level, but I mean, for the most part, it's actually not too bad on this HE3D. Like I said, I still need the brackets to actually secure it, because right now it still kind of gets a little wobbly. But, I mean, as you see, it pretty much just prints. So I'm pretty happy with it. Alright, let's see. 2.5 hours from Goshen, nice. Yikes. Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of issues with Maker Geeks as well. I mean, most everything that I've been ordering lately, really and truly, I've been trying so many different brands to just kind of see what actually works for me. But I've just been kind of randomly picking stuff from Amazon. Not Amazon Basics, but just like straight from Amazon to have that tighter window that I can get in. But, I mean, I got 3D Solutech, I've got MG Chemicals, I've got a couple of those Rhino PLAs, and actually the purple right there, that's one of the Rhino PLAs that I got as well. Yeah, it's really thin right there on that right side. Yeah, it looks like the glass is not sitting completely flat on there. But again, this is just a rough product for me to kind of in-hand hold, so we'll just let it go from there. Plus, it's really bad layer height, to be honest. I mean, 3236, so we'll just get it printed and then I'll worry about all the other stuff later. I mean, I'm not even really that good at designing, so me trying to make this bed frame piece is gonna be interesting. A Lunar PLA? I've heard Pryline is really good. I just haven't gotten around to actually ordering and trying any of it, but heard they're pretty decent price, and you know they seem to work pretty decent. Period. So it might be something to look into it as well. Let's see. Get into Tinkercad here. Oh. All right, Tanner. Have a good night. I'm actually glad, like the stream or the text is actually coming in like it's supposed to. It used to be like it was almost a full like minute off. I wonder if Overseer is finally working now. Nope. That's just, I don't understand why. Does not make sense. I'll do that. I don't know what's going on with Overseer. It's probably because I was trying to play with the pie to see how these are doing. There was a program that somebody posted that said you could use a pie to like constantly do bandwidth checks. And since AT&T is being a little sketchy with me on the fiber side, then I figured it might as well be like some good info that I can take to them and say, look, it's, you know, this is the consistency, you know, it's running, and have it check every hour. But I might have just jacked up that whole Pi instance. I don't know. It's pretty easy to reset. I just don't really want to have to, but I may have to. All right, so let's see. Let's create a new design. Why does it do that? Oh well. All right. We'll call this K280 bed flame support. All right. We need to import. Come on. Import workshop. Nope. Frame. There we go. Right. no, but I do need to print those. That's actually going to be pretty good. Okay. I thought I had some 2020. Do I not have it anymore? Well, thought I had some 2020 extrusion so that I could drop that in there to get like more of like a frame of reference kind of a thing. I don't know what my computer's doing. There we go. All right. Oh my god. Jeez, I thought I had some. Alright, guess not. So we'll go to K280. And is it? Sorry, just trying to find the bed corner. You know, the bed lock. No. Man. I need to print some of those anyway, though. Probably the one that says Castle Corners, huh? Yep, there they are. Okay. We need to edit the grid, and we want to do 330. I mean, yeah. So I need to rotate. Not quite. Alright, how far a distance is this? What? 138. Okay. So 138 millimeters from tip to tip. So I need a box. You know what? What is it? Fill. Follow. Oop. Oh, that was high. Eight. All right, Brian. Appreciate hanging out. All of that line. Automation. There we go. So that's almost like perfect right there. I'm wondering what you guys think. Should this corner area be like follow the curve for the bed, or just make it where it's just got the holes lined up to, you know, secure the bed through it, you know, into the frame, because that is the 20 millimeter like that would fit the normal groove. Like these fit in the profile. So I'm wondering, like, so essentially this is kind of what I'm wanting it to do, is just be a block. I don't know if I want to extend it like further in under the bed, or just literally just the profile or the curve of the bed, because the curve is going to come out here as well. So it sits all in that, you know what I mean? Like just make it where it's just a simple block, put the bolts in and make it where it touches the frame corners that I've got. It's kind of what I'm thinking. Yeah, looks like I'm gonna have to go further anyway. Okay. Alright, so let's make it's 13 total, so let's make Alright, so that's the distance that we gotta do. So then let's go here and do 50. And That. Okay. Not quite long enough. Okay. Yeah, because I just saw that the screw holes are almost, or like on part of this curve. I need to make this 35. This doesn't have to be long. Or short or whatever. Why is it doing that? So we're from the tip. It's not even, so hopefully when I mount it, it'll actually be decent. Cut that out. Cut that out. Shrink that down. Man, I definitely know how these controls down here. There we go. So it's basically like literally 10 millimeters off. Okay. Check in real quick. So we got that doing all three bases. And that one's just chucking away. Alright. So we need center, and we need it to be, how big's an M3? No, M4. That's right. M4 map is, or the size of the. Two that's right. M4s. Yeah, M4. Alright, so. 3.7. 3.8. 8. Needs to be. I'm pretty much right in line with that right here. Did I just eyeball that like almost dead on? Wow, I actually did. That is crazy. Okay. That's at least aligned. How far in do I need to go? Ruler. We can't do 10. It needs to be that. So it needs to be 8.3. Wish I could know these like constraints a little bit better so I could design something better. I'm just kind of winging it at this point. So I'll have something right. So let's take that shape, hide it. That shape, delete it. That shape, duplicate it. Let's go here. Make that solid. Up. Yeah, that way it won't move. All right. See what it looks like. Groot. We'll have to try that one. See how that works. Let's go over here. One rotation. There we go. 45-degree rotation. There we go. There we go. All right. All right. Yeah, I know how that is there, Craig. But taking a break from what? From me? I hope not. That's so rude. No, Craig, I didn't actually order anything else yet. I'm trying not to. Mainly because I spent that much money on it and I really want dual color. I think I can start to extrude one color. It just doesn't come out very great. So what I ordered was some actual Chimera slash Cyclops replacement throats that already have the smooth bore on the side, you know, for that. But I've got a two different set of packs. So there's some that are all metal, but that when it comes into the conical, it's actually just a thin, you know, 1.75 line all the way down. And then I've got another set that is got the PTFE liner shoved in it already. So that should solve the problem. It just, you know, and I was even bringing it up to Scott. I think one of two things happened. Either they completely forgot about that when they were cloning these Cyclops, or when they put them in the big bin, they just had, like, it wasn't made well enough to where the PTFE little slide-in piece came out, and so they just put it together and didn't even think about it. So I'm hoping that that will fix it, because that was only like $9, and I think it's like a total pack of like 10, 5 each. So we'll see. It says it'll be here Wednesday, so I guess if it doesn't even line up, I'll do a replacement. But if it does work, I'll definitely send you the link there, Craig. But I mean, before it jammed, so far it looked like it was working just fine. So I'm really hoping that that's all it'll take. Because if that's it, then that'd be perfect. I mean, oh, yours actually had the white piece? Huh, I didn't even have one, so. Because I was wondering why it was jamming, and I took it apart and was like, oh, hey, look, there's a huge hole inside of the throat. But without the heat and the nozzle being on, I was able to, like, manually, you know, swap the filaments back and forth, and so the path is good. It's just, and that's why I couldn't figure out, like, why it was jamming, and I would have this big ball of filament, and then I looked in and it's like, oh, because, you know, because all I had originally did was just straight take the nozzle out, and then it was dropping back and forth, no problem, and I was like, okay, well, what's happening right before the nozzle? Sure enough. Oh, problem was the filament? It could have been. I still, like, until I get this really working, even just single color without it, like, where it flows like it's supposed to, I can't really dial in retraction or tool change. I already sent an email off to Trunksy, and I still haven't heard back. It's been over a week. I haven't heard anything on, you know, what to do to make it actually, like, what settings we should be using. I looked in E3D's site, and I've been pulling all my information from there, but you'd think if Trunksy is going to send it out, they should have the settings of what they're wanting to do. But ooh, yeah, 41%. That'll do it. Just make sure you don't do like what I did and overcook your filament. I almost ruined a whole like spool of filament because I overcooked it. But yeah, so I went to try to use these nice beefy corners up at the top, but if I do that, I lose that extra, like that whole, you know, this whole distance I'll lose off of the top because the end stop is would basically fit like right about here, and since this slides directly on, like the extrusion would be all the way pushed back here. So with that, the pulleys are just going to slam into this, so I'll lose height. But I'm already plus the advertised, so I'm thinking I might just install them anyway and just see how that goes, you know? I mean, if I gain 30 by dropping the bed down, but then lose 20 by putting these at the top, then I'm still getting my 600 out of it. So I don't know. It seems like it wouldn't be too bad of a mix there. Guess what color do we want to throw on this? What I had was, wow, I had perspiration coming off of it. Jeez. Yeah, so I had a batch of this gray rhino reel spoolless, and I had overcooked it, and it like almost started fusing. It had a couple of spots throughout it, and it kept jamming. So I put it on this spool, and I did this one completely by hand. But I got a nice tight roll. I mean, look at that. That's all done by hand. Ugh. I didn't want to give up on losing a spool just for that, you know. And before the question comes up, yes, I was bored. I was watching TV. So I figure while I'm sitting there watching TV anyway, I might as well spool it. Alright. That bed frame. Gray rhino. Start to print. Oh. Alright, so yep, that one's going, that one's going. And this is about to get going. There we go, lights are on. Man, it still just irritates me that the chat is not working. Did the bed stall out? Oh, there you go. Oh, I got some power fluctuations there. UV light's not too bad. Still gotta fix it though. Almost hot enough. Come on. Sorry, kids have been watching the, the chipmunks out at sea or whatever that one is. No, sorry, that one's from the second one, the road trip one, I think is what the name of it was. Where they go down to New Orleans and they sing and dance, and now that song is just like stuck in my head. Yeah, I'm gonna need to PID that bed. It's pretty horrible. Shouldn't take that much to get this thing warmed up. There it goes. And yes, as you can see, I don't have the BL Touch connected yet because I didn't get a replacement cable that was long enough. I've got to recrimp some new connectors, and that's also in my Amazon order. So Wednesday I should be able to run my new cable and fix that. But, I mean, it's so far working without it. Finally, I mean, it only took, golly, 4 months of playing around with it. Gotta do that bed cable lockman too. That's driving me nuts that it practically catches every time. I mean, it's got plenty of loose here. I just need to route it better. But anyway. Well, geez, Brian, that took forever to get upstairs. You said you were just walking straight upstairs. Alright, check to make sure you have the correct widget theme set for your scene collection. This will be done. Change your widget theme settings. Make sure you have Streamlabs will be on your C drive. Yeah, okay, well, that's on there. Ah, that's right. Yeah, you did say that. Sorry. I'm just messing with you. Alright, let's see if I can get chatbox. See, I don't get it. I don't know why my chat box is just not wanting to work. Don't understand. Base layout. Let's add chat box. Chat box 1. Look at this stuff. So bad. Well, when it gets to that point, I'll put it back in. Yeah, that gray one's kind of giving me some issues here lately, so. Well, this is supposed to be the. We'll check on the printers. Alright. So that's doing pretty decent. Those are just trucking away. That's doing a pretty decent first layer there. And that hard color back there is just the transition. Alright, so Brian, since you were kind of gone. Oh, and the K280, that's that frame support that somebody built. So I'm just kind of checking it out and see, you know, if that might work for a on here on the K280 to like shore up and almost made like an enclosure type wraparound. See how that kind of works. That's going to be the 3 extension legs for the K280 to raise it up off the ground, so I can do like the console or my KLP and put all the electronics underneath where it's got good airflow and all that jazz. E10 is printing the first test run of a bed frame support since I took the bed and put it all the way flat, so it's going to be kind of the in-between piece to hopefully line up and keep the bed like level and centered. So I'm going to try that out. All right, Craig, have a good dinner. I just may end up having to like uninstall and reinstall Streamlabs. I don't know what it's doing. I want to print out that purge bucket that was it Joe, the 3D maker noob, that little purge bucket that he did on his was it Alpha Wise? I don't remember one of them, but mine's got the same style setup here on the E10. I kind of want to try it out, see if that works. Kind of nice to have like a little part of a multicolor purge bucket instead of doing an actual like purge tower. Yeah, 3D Maker Noob. Yeah, I want to try that out. Especially, well, once the throats come in for the E2, because I wouldn't mind trying that on there. But that one's weird because it seems like Octoprint doesn't want to connect to it very well, even though it's supposed to be able to read all standard G codes. So I don't know why Octoprint wouldn't be able to talk to it, but I don't know. Another one of those things to just kind of check it out.
Where's the snuff? Heard around the world.
That should work. Jerry rig everything, right? Man, I wish like all my internet stuff is like just not wanting to work. I don't get it. I think it is just like Streamlabs is having some kind of weird issue. I really don't know. This checklist that they've got is very vague. And then I keep getting lagged and drop frames. I'll need to schedule a stream. Hey man, that grade broke again. I wonder if it's just a little too moisture laden again. Oh, fine. I'll give up on the grade. This is a test part anyway. Pikachu yellow. Oh. Okay. Do you design to size or what the hell? Oh. Man, every film is like trying to attack me tonight. What in the world is going on? Let me get this script changed out real quick, and then I will be able to answer the question that you're asking. Need to pause. Come on. Oh, okay. It's because I just didn't. I got it. Resume. Okay, there we go. All right, let's see what you say. Do you design to size or adjust to make print size accurate? In ABS and designing to allow for shrinkage of tense printed parts. Well, I actually have two separate settings. Well, actually three. One for PLA, one for PETG, even though PETG doesn't really shrink a whole lot versus like even PLA. I mean, it's almost the same. There's very, very little shrinkage, but ABS is really known for shrinking if you're not careful with like an enclosure and some other steps. I don't print a lot with ABS, but I did make a separate profile just for it so that like you calibrate your E steps, you can calibrate your flow rate and do all of that. That's under a specific profile just for ABS so that when you throw it in, you just drop your part in there and you've already made all your other setting adjustments so that it's accounting for the shrinkage, or at least that you know if you need to make it, like what I've been told is if you make it like 101 to 102% larger, that accounts for the shrinkage. But again, I don't print a lot of ABS at all, so I wouldn't be a good judge on that. And that's probably why a lot of my ABS parts failed off of the Maker Farm. It's all the way up in the top up here. It's hard to see, but it's a wood 10-inch IB or like Prusa i3 styled printer. But it's got 3mm filament, and the guy gave me ABS that he'd been printing forever, but he never said anything. So I don't know what he did to compensate for it. Jeez. I hate this spool. Been doing fine this whole time we've been printing. Until now. I really need to re-spool that one. The plastic on the outer edge is so thin that it hits on the side grooves of the skate bearings. I can't even think of it. And they'll like drop to the side and it'll get caught up on that thing and mess up every time. Okay. Anyway, when was the last time you reset the router modem power? Rover, that's probably been about 3-4 weeks since the last time that I did a power cycle on the modem. But again, this is the AT&T direct one, and I know it's dropped off and said I have no internet a couple of different times, so it's probably done its own reboots. But yeah, that's why I've also got a different like gaming router, because I do a lot more internal stuff than even outbound, and this thing just can't handle it. It sucks. Oh, that camera angle looks horrible, man. It's making it look like the very back edge of the bed looks like it's bowing up every time. It's not, but definitely makes it look like it. But that little E10 it's come a long way. I'm surprised it's actually still working now, because like 4 months ago, until like what? No, for the last, if you go back a month, 6 months prior to that, I mean, it was nothing but issue after issue. Oh man, 3:45, man, go to bed. Thank you much, DT Mash. I don't know if I'm supposed to break it up or if I'm just butchering it like crazy. But thanks for the sub. Oh, it looks like we're finally getting into the yellow transition now. Jeez, that took forever. Golly. Alright. You know what? We're gonna swap these two then, because this is driving me nuts. covers on that one are good enough to hold that. And then we'll just put this on the trusty old A-net bar. That way it can't keep falling over. There we go. There. That should make the last few minutes of this thing not be quite so irritating. Alright, there we go. Sorry if I did zoom in on my butt there. My bad. But yeah. Let's check in on the others. So, yeah, KLP is still just trucking away like always. Oh, and if my fan looks a little weird on all of them, the orange centers. I use this fluorescent blackboard marker. And I just put one single stripe on it, and then that way, like this, if I'm watching video, I can see if it's the orange, it's spinning, and if the fan stopped for whatever reason, then you'll just see the orange line. I think, and the orange comes up better, especially if I do like a black light, then you know it really highlights it. So I've done that on all my fans. Even the radials, I'll just do like that. Just put, you know, a sideline, so I can easily see if like I'm on my phone and I'm looking at any of these feeds, then I can see if something, the fan stopped, then I got something I got to worry about if it wasn't supposed to have stopped. But I was thinking of putting a sticker on it, but I was like, pen just done. Sorry for the bad sound effect. Alright, what was I trying to do now? See, I wish that would work. Sorry, side conversation. So, this is what Overseer should be showing you guys. Is all four, but I don't know why it's not logging into it. I mean, I got the same the IP that's up there. I mean, it's in this the OBS stream, so you can just kind of sit here like this and watch them all. Oh, I guess I realized the camera was. There we go. That's a lot better. Yeah, that makes it much easier to just kind of check in on them and do that. Oh. Let's see what's going on. Sorry, just kind of looking at some of these, like the chat bot worked fine on here, so I don't understand like why it's having such an issue. So all the connections are good. Turn that off. I don't know if that's going to do anything, but. Like none of these settings look like they would have any effect whatsoever on here, but it's is this a test? Hold on, let's see what this does. Did anything pop up on the screen? Well, that's still in refresh. Jake from State Farm. Slicing a cannon? Like a model cannon or the printer? Sorry, bad joke. Yeah, might blow up. Oh, something did come up? Okay, let's see if I can be on frame there. Alright. Let me test this sub alert. Yeah, no, nothing. Because it's supposed to be like right here at the... Sorry. Just above here in the top center of the screen. Like, I can't get my mouse, but right in that area is supposed to be where the like little alert is supposed to come in. So if I do... Oh, yeah. Yeah, my test widgets is not working now. I don't know, man. This something tells me it's probably Java related. Most things end up being Java related. But I don't have anything on here that says like that Java would be like needing to update or anything. So I don't see what. I don't know. Like I said, I think I'm gonna just uninstall Streamlabs and then reinstall it and see if maybe that fixes it. Because like right now on this, like on my OBS window, editor window, I've got the chat window like right beside it, and I can read it. Plus, I have the chat bot that's already on here, and that works too. It's just getting it on the screen for you guys. I don't understand what it's doing. But also, if anybody's got like that code, like what Walter does, because he's not responding to my email, where you can put the chat on the screen from YouTube, do that pop out, and then that custom or the CSS code to make it where it's like see through. That would be good because then I could do that. But I guess I'll reach out to the community after I try to play with this a little bit later tonight. Oh yeah, Jake, this is actually Overseer, which is another one that I'm having an issue with on the main one. But yeah, this is actually run right off of a Pi, and then super easy. Like you just list your printers, and like you just tell it, and look, it even has the Duet web control supposedly. But yeah, like for Octoprint, you put in your name, the URL, the API key, and then when it comes back, yeah, they coded it to have that static in there. But then like you get all your printer feeds coming in. Some of them take a little bit longer than they should. Which that doesn't make a lot of sense to me because like the Tronxy is a Pi 3B plus, the Castle is a Pi 3B plus, this 280 is on a Pi 3, and then the E10 that came in the fastest is on a Raspi cam, but it's on a Pi 2. So you'd think that like the other three would be a lot faster than this, but But yeah, that's kind of where we're at with things. Well, honey, I'm printing the 3 legs on the console. I'm printing that test part that we talked about for the frame on the 280. It's going in green though. And then the E10 is printing up my first draft bed mounting for the K280. So we'll see how that goes. Well, it's about that time, folks. Still got a while till like almost 2 hours, at least an hour, and 9.5 hours. So yeah, these will be printing, and just kind of thanks for hanging out. Hopefully I can get all this chat done fixed, because I mean, it's a little irritating that it's still not working 2 streams in a row. I mean, my big live stream of the K280 and now this, I don't know. We'll get it figured out though, hopefully. Otherwise I'll just rebuild the whole thing from scratch, and I've got all the parts, so I mean I can easily redo it. But alright people, well, thanks for joining. Appreciate the hangout, appreciate, you know, all the new subs and all. It's pretty awesome. You know, if you want to support the page, by all means, I've got links below on, you know, how to send some stuff to just kind of support it, whatever. Would love it if you guys check out on my page the featured channels. Got some good people there, especially my kids' channel. They're just starting. You don't have to subscribe, but would greatly appreciate the support, and you know, just kind of watch the videos and, you know, let them feel special and everything. So yeah, that kind of does it for this week. We will catch everybody next Saturday, same time, same place. Hopefully chat working this time. And we're looking forward to putting out some other content, hopefully here soon, if I can actually finish recording all of it. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, and we will see you guys next week.